So I am from Jacksonville, Florida, and growing up on the east side, I really felt the weight of my community, especially as it relates to going to school.
School kind of was always brushed to the side. I didn't necessarily have so much confidence in myself as a student.
My oldest daughter, who craved knowledge, who craved learning and just more, wanted more, they were not teaching her any grammar or spelling at all. It wasn't working.
School today is not the way it was when we were kids. I think that we used to be able to rely in general on the good sense and goodwill of most people in education. And we used to be able to rely on having a sort of a common foundation about what we think education should be.
I was a product of public education, and I thought surely this has to work. The law says it works, but what they offered just didn't seem like a quality education for him. My child was going to be fit into this little slot, and I was pretty much told to box out.
When we started our educational journey as parents, my husband and I began homeschooling our children. We fell into some financial issues and I had to go back to work. So the children that we had been lovingly homeschooling had to go to public school. And some of my children unfortunately struggled in that type of environment.
I just didn't feel I was super challenged. I was bored in classes.
I would lash out in fights. I didn't feel like the teachers actually cared. I got picked on by other students.
Every single day it was an effort to try to get him to go to school. And just the other day, as I was cleaning some things out in our house, I found a stack of notes. Every day we had a communication system. They would write down what happened, write me notes, then I'd address them at home, and I found 4 solid years of notes, and it was negative, 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 negative. And Samuel actually came down and saw the pile, and he looked down at it, and he said, "How about you throw that away?" And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because it makes me really sad. I didn't like going to school there."
We started to see a lot of elements that we really could not allow creeping into our children's education.
We saw curriculum coming into the school district that seemed very divisive. The last thing I want, I will not allow my children to grow up in a racially divisive environment.
They're supposed to be teaching my child academics, but they're not there to indoctrinate my children or to teach them social issues that I perhaps don't feel that they need to be taught at that point.
There are some areas where schools want to take over some of the parenting.
I really felt that my rights were being violated, and not just my rights, but the rights of every other parent out there who wanted to take an active role in their child's education. It was time to take things into my own hands and to find people that were willing to say enough is enough.
What was most important to us was the future of our children and what was going to happen with their minds and how they were going to develop.
I had to do something, I had to make a change. I found myself calling up a school. I remember I called the admissions lady and I was like, I know that not every parent can be a millionaire that sends their kids there. My kids are not, they're not flourishing. I think I was on the verge of tears, to be perfectly honest. That's when she said, "Let me tell you about the Opportunity Scholarship Program."
My godmother, a friend of hers, told her about the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship Program.
And she was telling me all about school choice vouchers and how we could choose the school we wanted to. And we chose the school and they have been going there and it's been eye-opening. It was mind-blowing to know that these opportunities were available for our children.
From there on, it was just, excitement, hope.
It was the challenge that I had desired and had looked for that whole time that I didn't get in middle school and at public school.
And school choice made this possible for her and for me as a parent to be able to get that and afford that for her.
Everything at this youth school was like night and day. We had a teacher who greeted us every single day at the door with hugs and smiles.
I am set to attend Harvard in the fall.
She has been empowered and she is excelling.
I ended up being the first in my family to graduate from high school, and I went on to receive a bachelor's degree and I earned a master's degree.
I graduated top of my class. They saw that potential in me before I even realized that I was capable of accomplishing any of this.
When she went from thinking she was less than, now knowing that she's just as good, it's something I'll never forget. It's been one of the best journeys and choices we've made as parents.
Every single day, he was the first one ready for school. He asked his teachers every single day, "Can I have more homework? I love to do my homework." And he would come home from school and sit down as soon as he changed his clothes. And my husband and I were like, he loves learning.
I have a great life. School choice helped my dreams come true.
There are kids, bright, brilliant, tremendous potential, who are trapped in really bad education environments.
They have no other choice. We really need the people who have creative solutions, like charter schools, to have the power that they need to make good things happen.
I feel a desire for this program to reach more family and more children across the nation.
I feel that it's sad that not all kids have that option. The youth are our future, and we want to build them up, not keep them down.
You know, I don't think any kid should experience trauma, and especially trauma in school. Every life, every moment that we wait to change a monopoly is a life lost. And every year, every moment, a child is feeling like they can't achieve, they're not enough. So when I think about those students who are trapped in these schools that don't hold them to high expectations, they deserve the choice. Those are the students that I really have a deep passion for, because that's how I grew up.
Every child deserves a right to be educated in the setting that is best for them. If I don't help, then who's going to help them? If you don't help, then who's going to help them?
I talked to the president about my story.
I said to Samuel, I said, "Oh my goodness, you have been invited to speak to the President of the United States about your story, and it's going to help so many other children." And he says, "Okay, but it can't be on a Tuesday. It can't be on a Tuesday." And so I talked to them, and we were going to go on a Monday, and all of a sudden our flight was going to come back on a Tuesday. And Sam said, oh my goodness. Tell them thank you so much for inviting me, but I just don't think I can go. I work on Tuesday, and they're counting on me. And I said, Samuel, I said, this is the President of the United States. This is one of the most important people in the world. And he said, I know, and I'm so grateful, but Mom, I can't cancel my work. And I said, Samuel, this is a 4-hour minimum wage job. He said, but I don't want to let them down. Really proud of him for that, because I think that if we all approached life in that manner, they're counting on me. So much more would get done for everyone.